Imagine you're all in Azerbaijan. As my grandma said to me when I went there, and maybe some of you less geographically inclined folks are thinking tonight, Azerbaiján. I'll help you out. It's a small country. It's north of Iran, south of Russia, on the Caspian Sea. And if you're picturing it in your mind, it's more like Iran than it is like Russia. It's desert, and it's dry, and it's hot, and there are weird things like mud volcanoes there. Now, I was there working with the Diplomatic Academy, doing research on internally displaced people. I lived in the capital, Baku, but I was lucky enough that I made friends, and on the weekends, those friends would take me to their hometowns, to their family summer towns, so I could see more of the country. And one particular weekend, I had a friend who took me to his hometown of Mingachevir. And we were going there because his mom he had just returned from America, actually. And his mom had said, if my son returns home from America safely, I will sacrifice a goat. It's really happened. And so we were going home for the goat sacrificing to his hometown of Mingachevir. And so, sorry, vegetarians, graphic goat descriptions now. But we were going there. Luckily, they had already slaughtered the goat when I arrived. And we were going to take it. We got in the car with 4 people, no air conditioning, 105 degrees, and the dead goat in the back. And we drove to our picnic spot in the forest in the Caucasus Mountains. And so when you do something like this in Azerbaijan, with friends and family and sacrificial goats, you eat the organs for lunch, and you eat the good meat for dinner. And it's an all-day thing. And so we were eating lunch, and some of the women got up to clean up a little bit and to make more salads and things like that. And the way I was raised, if you were a guest, you offered to help. So I got up and said, please let me help with something. And my friend said, no, you don't do that. And I said, no, please let me help. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm a guest. They're taking care of me. What wonderful hospitality. And he goes, no, you don't do that. That's women's work. And I said, but I'm a woman. He said, no, you're not. You're an honorary man. Because you're an American woman. And then his sister brought me the goat testicles to eat because I was one of the guests of honor. And so I did, the photographic evidence, I did eat the goat testicles because I wasn't quite sure what else to do. Now, I'm not famous for eating goat testicles or my excursions in Azerbaijan, but you maybe have heard my name somewhere else lately. I'm running for Seattle City Council District 3. On a platform of gender equity, and I'd never been confronted, as in that situation, so clearly with inequality, maybe because nobody had ever said it to my face before. And I want to just sum up that experience by saying, feminism never tasted quite so much like semen. So, but obviously, I've been thinking about women's issues, working on women's issues for a long time. If you want to learn about the campaign, talk to me after this. This is about feminism. Now, we've had a big year, and a lot of people talking about things that we clearly haven't gotten far enough in our country, in our backyard, in our city. And if you're going back and you're looking over the course of, Twitter hashtags are fantastic and they're great for organized movement, but if you're looking at feminist activities and things that have really changed things for women in this country, it's in 1920 and it's getting access to the vote, and in the 1970s and getting access to birth control and abortion, and getting control over our own bodies, at least when it comes to health. Now, there are 2 other things that I argue that we ignore too much and we're not going far enough on, and that's violence against women and it's equal pay in the workplace. I shouldn't have to walk home tonight alone with my keys clutched between my fingers because I'm afraid of what's going to happen, and I shouldn't have to work 3 months longer in my job than a male counterpart to be able to pay my rent or my health insurance or beer or whatever I want to spend my money on. Now, I want you to take this back and think about it in your everyday life and demand that you treat nobody, and you are not treated like an honorary anything, but you are treated like a person.